Hello, hi, my name is Shafeeq Shajahan and this is Liver and Lamb.
You said you loved me.
Just being kind.
So you're here to find out how to write the perfect musical. I've been composing and directing musical theatre since I was 21, that's 8 years ago. Over the course of my career, I've collected loads of really cool tips and tricks to help you. Before I proceed, I really highly recommend that you subscribe to this channel because musical theatre is a great art form and we have loads of really exciting musical theatre content on our channel. Also, the first step in any musical theatre writing process is about finding the right story. If you're interested in learning how to do that, please check out the first video in this series. For this video, I'm going to help you guys find the right sound for your musical. So you found the right story, now you have to find the right sound. When building my concept, that's where I like to start. Like, how does my story sing? What kind of musical style will best capture the essence of my story? I had to change camera angles because I wanted you to see my piano. Every musical has a really distinct sound. And it's really important that the distinctness of its sound alludes to where the musical is set and the emotional journey the composer wants to take the listener on. I'm going to play a really famous overture from one of my favorite composers in the world, and I want you to guess where it's from. That's obviously from Sweeney Todd by Stephen Sondheim.
Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd.
That is an amazing opening number because it immediately establishes the musical sound. Stephen Sondheim uses semitone intervals, kind of similar to how the Jaws soundtrack works. And it provides like this discordant atmosphere, so immediately the listener knows they're in for something quite terrifying. What he also does, and Stephen Sondheim is good at that, he keeps you on the edge of your seat because he doesn't just go. He goes. Pushes you on the edge of your seat. So I just think that's a really good example of how immediately from the get-go he's establishing a setting. We're in 19th century London. It's dirty, it's disgusting, and there's terror haunting the streets. I changed camera angles again, I'm sorry. Another really good example of a musical that's really sonically distinct is Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats. Controversial, I know, but there is good music there. What Andrew Lloyd Webber does, and he does this for a lot of his musicals, is he builds on a motif. This is a musical theatre technique that is derived from the way operas were composed. Operas are known for oral motifs that repeat at different points of the narrative. The motif in Cats is this. Now, why I think that's particularly clever is because of the way Andrew Lloyd Webber uses kind of like almost like a syncopated crotchet, quaver pattern. Dum, bum, 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 bum. I think the way he writes that motif reminds me of how a cat walks. Cats kind of like walk on the balls of their feet. They're very kind of quiet and quick. They're quite like stealthy predators. And I think that's what the motif alludes to. One final example I want to take you through is obviously one of my favorite Disney musicals, composed by the legendary Alan Menken. I love The Little Mermaid. It's my favorite Disney movie. And one of the reasons why is because I think it really immerses you in the world sonically. I think Alan Menken uses like running notes to make you feel like you're underwater. You can almost kind of feel the waves. You can hear the undulating patterns in the way the legato notes run. I think it sounds like a wave, and just makes everything really magical, like mermaids live in the world that you're immersed in.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the...
We have these amazing examples and amazing references of musicals that have really cool sounds. How do you create your own sound? How do you find the right sound for your story? I thought maybe it might be helpful to play a little game, a little hypothetical situation where we're given a brief and I will try to compose on the fly, and you can see the process that I pursue when I find the right sound for a story. Now, my process is not the best process. You might find a better process for yourself, but maybe this might be helpful just seeing how I work. So let's imagine we have a story that we want to tell, and it's a story about two lovers who are very young and have fallen in love for each other. These lovers are different races and they live in a world where interracial relationships aren't encouraged. So you want to capture sonically the kind of naivete of young puppy love, but also maybe an undercurrent of sadness, of bittersweetness, because they live in a world where their love can never be manifested. So the first thing I would do is I would play the piano. And by the way, I think composing is instrument agnostic, so you can do this on a guitar or any instrument. I'm gonna choose a key. I'm gonna play C major just because it's easy. Now I want to create a sense of yearning. Characters who demonstrate puppy love always demonstrate some sort of search for love. So I'm gonna play with an octave jump. Because it makes me feel like I'm looking for something or searching for something. Now I want to undercurrent the melody or the motif with something a little bit more unsettling, because I want to hint and foreshadow that this love is going to be unattainable. So I raise the fifth on my left hand in the chord. I raise it again. So playing it together. I know that's a really catchy melody. I think it sings well and I can always come back to it. So I'm pretty proud of that melody. I think it's really pretty, and I think it could serve the foundation for a very cool musical about unrequited puppy love. And I think it's also very versatile, because if I establish this motif and this melody as the I want melody, and we'll talk about that later in a future video, but if I establish this melody as a melody that connotes how the characters are searching for love, when the love doesn't work out, I can vary the melody, keeping the octave jump. While the audiences hear this new variation, they'll be reminded of the octave jump from the original motif, and they'll find the pain from even sadder because they're connected to the initial establishment. So I'll come clean, I did not compose that motif on the fly. That's actually a song called Sayangku, which means my love in Malay, from my musical Sepet the Musical. I really encourage you to check it out because you can kind of see how I composed it in its infancy and what it became. I'll drop the Spotify link below. So how would you compose a musical about unrequited love? Why don't you reply in the comments below? Thank you so much, guys. I really hope this tutorial was helpful. Please leave comments in the comment section below. I really need some feedback. Was this helpful? Was this not helpful? I would love to hear your opinions. Please have a great time composing. Composing is the most therapeutic thing you can do in your life. It's really made my life so much better. And I love sitting in the piano and just losing myself to the music that I make, because What's better than music? Have a lovely evening. Please remember to comment, subscribe, like, all of that. My name is Shafeeq Shajahan and this is Liver and Lung.